This story was told to the granddaughter by the grandfather. As a child, he ended up with his brothers and sisters in the village, which was approached by the Germans at the time. The others decided to hide the children in the forester's house. We agreed that Grandma Martha would bring food to them, but it was strictly forbidden to return to the village, so the children lived through May and June. Every single morning, Martha left food on the sheet. At first, the parents asked to run, but then they stopped. The children looked at Martha through the window. She turned and sadly looked at them and baptized the house. One day, two men came up to the house and called the children with them. They were partisans. The children learned from them that their village had been burned down a month ago. Grandma Martha was also killed. During the funerals, when the coffin was about to be lowered to the grave, a loud knock came from it. In a panic, the men pulled out the nails with which the lid was nailed. But when they opened it, they saw the same stiffened dead body. In bewilderment, they returned the lid to its place and lowered the coffin into the ground. They said that a young man was driving on the day of demobilization. Along a mountain serpentine and saw a car accident. The car was not damaged at all and seemed to be deliberately stopped in the middle of the road. The man drove by and saw two people on the road. He looked at the crash site and looked back to look at the people. At that moment, he saw about 20 eyes, which are visible from behind the bushes and are reflected in the tail lights. The guy quickly leaves the place. This story scares me because this kind of thing happens to hill tribes. They're either cannibals or mentally ill people. When we bought the house, I assumed that the scratches on the inside of the basement door were left by a large and not very well-behaving dog. The day before yesterday, the neighbors said that the previous owners did not have a dog. This morning I found that there were more scratches. When I was a child, my family moved into a big old two-story house with a big empty rooms and creaking floor. Both parents worked, so I was often alone when I returned from school. One evening, when I came home, the light was not on. I called out, "Mom?" and heard her voice in a singing tone.
Yeah?
I called her and went out the stairs to see what room she was in, but again I got the same answer.
Yeah?
At the time, I did not ideally knew the layout of the house, but it was in one of the distant rooms at the very end of the corridor. I was embarrassed, but I still went to her place to see my mother. Her presence relieves me from all the fears. As soon as I reached for the door handle to enter the room, I heard the front door open downstairs and my mother called me with a cheerful voice.
Honey, are you home? Honey, are you home?
I jumped back, frightened, and ran downstairs towards her. But as I turned around, the door to the room began to slowly open. For a moment I saw something strange there, and I didn't know what it was, but it looked at me. About 5 years ago, late at night, there were 4 short calls at my door. I woke up angry. I did not open it. I did not expect anyone. On the second night, someone called again, 4 times. I looked out the peephole, but there was no one behind the door. During the day, I told a story and showed that perhaps death at the front door. On the third evening, a friend came to see me and stayed up late. The doorbell rang again, but I pretended not to notice anything to check if I was hallucinating. But he heard everything perfectly, and after my story, exclaimed, "Let's deal with these jokers," and ran out into the yard. That night, I saw him for the last time. No, he didn't disappear, but on the way home, he was beaten by a drunken company, and he died in the hospital. The cause stopped. I remember this story because last night I heard 3 short knocks at my door. The little boy slept in his bed at night. Suddenly, he hears footsteps outside the door and looks through the peephole to see what's going on. It swings open, and the killer enters carrying the corpse of his parents. After he put them on a chair, the killer wrote something with the blood of the dead on the wall, and then he turned to the child's bed. The child was terribly scared. He cannot read the message on the wall and knows the man is under his bed. The child, like all the children, began to pretend to be asleep. He still lies and hears the breath of the killer under the bed. An hour passes, and his night vision improves. The child tries to make out the words, but it is difficult. The next words made his breath stop. "I know you're awake." He found that something is moving under the bed. Mom told me never to go into the basement, but I wanted to see where the noise was coming from. It looked like there was a puppy there, and I wanted to see the puppy, so I opened the basement door and tiptoed in. The puppy was not there, but my mother noticed that I came in and started yelling at me. She had never yelled at me before, and I felt sad and cried. Then my mother told me not to go back to the basement and gave me cookies. This calmed me down, so I didn't ask her why the boy in the basement was making puppy sounds, why he didn't have legs or arms. I'm worried that I may have gone crazy. I have hallucinations. I saw a man's skin torn and dropped, and then peeled off his body. I watched as what was left fell out from inside. I saw him meet my eyes and grin. I'm worried that I may have gone crazy, but what worries me even more is that I may not have lost my mind yet. A man leaves his house every day to get to work and goes to a psychiatric hospital surrounded by wooden fence. Every morning, the patients go out into the yard, and he can hear them say in unison, "Dum, dum, dum, dum." One day, he became curious and looked through the hole in the fence. Suddenly, a stick appears and hits him in the right eye. "Damn," he says to himself. When he calmed down, he heard the patient say, "11, It's night outside. It's hot in the apartment. I hear how quickly my dog breathes, breathing loudly without ceasing. I think maybe something happened. I tune to her, and she's sleeping. But I can still hear the dog breathing rapidly behind me. I cannot move, breathe, speak, or even hear. It's dark all the time. If I knew, it would be better to ask them to cremate me. At night, my dog woke me up by jumping on the bed. I habitually lifted the blanket. The dog climbed under it and lay down at my feet. Suddenly, I remembered that my dog was hit and killed by the car 3 days ago. One high school student was brought to the lesson and looked out the window. On the grass, he saw a photograph thrown by someone. He went out to the yard and picked it up. A picture. It turned out to be a very beautiful girl. She was wearing a dress, red shoes, and she shone a V sign with her hand. The guy began to ask everyone if they had seen this girl, but no one knew her. In the evening, he placed the photo near the bed, and at night, he was awakened by a quiet sound, as if someone scratches the glass. A woman's laughter echoed in the darkness outside the window. The boy left the house and began to look for the source of the voice. He quickly moved away, and the guy did not notice how, hurrying after him, he ran out onto the roadway. He was hit by the car. The driver jumped out of the car and tried to save the victim, but it was too late. And then the man notices on the ground a photograph of a beautiful girl. She was wearing a dress, red shoes, and she was showing 3 fingers. One day, my girlfriend and I went fishing with an overnight stay. In the morning, I woke up and got out from the tent. My girlfriend was sitting in the car and drinking coffee from a thermos. Frozen? I asked. You were icy at night when I hugged you.
I slept in the car all night and didn't even look into your tent.
She answered after a pause.